All right, it's time to go over our top 10 tight end rankings for week 3. And the first guy we're going straight into is going to be Dallas Goedert. Now, this is a tight end that plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, who's been kind of a disappointment for me as of late. I think that I expected a lot more out of Dallas Goedert and what he could provide for this offense. Now, with A.J. Brown being injured, we could probably see Dallas Goedert get more involved into the offense, but he's just not making the plays like we're used to. Maybe it's just a slow start for the offense, or they're maybe wanting to get Saquon Barkley more involved, which is why he's probably not what he would normally be doing in seasons past. Just look at Dallas Goedert this week, going against the Saints defense that ranks 12th against opposing tight ends. They're going to need get Dallas Goedert to really step up in this competition, because they're going against a New Orleans Saints team that's absolutely on fire right now, and they need all hands on deck at this point, because A.J. Brown's not going to be amongst them. So they still got Devonta Smith out there, newly acquired Jahan Dotson as well. But other than that, not really much. I mean, they got Kobe that was kind of involved last week with the Falcons. But what's really going to happen with this offense? Jalen Hurts needs some help, and Dallas Goedert needs to be the one to step up and give him the help that he needs. He has the ability to do that. There's no really tight ends behind that's give him any kind of competition. Dallas Goedert's on the field. He's just not producing fantasy points for us. So it's going to be curious to see what he does against this New Orleans Saints team, but I have him here at number 10 for me. Coming here at number 9, we're going over Isaiah Likely. Now, he ended up cooling off a little bit like we expected from his week 1 performance, and now it's just moderate type of, 2 receptions, right behind, Mark Andrews' 4 receptions. So I kind of knew the pendulum was going to swing more into Mark Andrews' side, because in week 1, Mark Andrews had 2 more snaps than Isaiah Likely. Likely just went up going ham sauce. But we're going to see Isaiah Likely going against a Cowboys defense that ranks 17th against opposing tight ends. And like I said, he came back to earth last week, right? He couldn't stay all the way at that high level like he did in week 1. I kind of called it and said, hey guys, temper your expectations of what Isaiah Likely is going to provide for you for the entire season. Week 1 was great and all, but you can't expect that to do that week in and week out, especially with Mark Andrews on the roster. Isaiah Likely gives you some nice upside if you have a tight end and you're struggling, you need to get somebody in there. He's a fine play. I've got him here at my number 9 spot. But if you have a better tight end on this list, I wouldn't put Isaiah Likely in your flex spot. There's probably other better flexes to prove, but he's still at number 9 for me. Coming here at number 8, we're talking about Kyle Pitts, the tight end over there at Atlanta. He needs to do something, right? This is his week. This is his put up or shut up week right here. We need to find out what's going on. There's no better defense to go against to shine than this defense right here. This week he's going to go against the Chiefs defense that ranks 32nd against opposing tight ends. This theoretically should be a breakout game for Kyle Pitts. They're going to score a lot of points. The Chiefs are. The Atlanta needs to, they need to catch up somehow. Kyle Pitts should be the answer of what they do, because they just can't stop the tight end position. They've been absolutely wrecking right now thus far in weeks 1 and week 2 against the Chiefs. Now we got Kyle Pitts coming to town, who should be an athletic freak, who should be getting the job done. We just have to wait and see. It took all the way to the last drive for Kirk Cousins to really catch fire last week. Let's see if he can carry this over to this next week and maybe put some drives together with it. And that includes Kyle Pitts. He's got so much talent. I'm so tired of telling everybody this could be his week. You just never know with Kyle Pitts. Kind of getting frustrated at this point, but look, I had to put him here at number 8 for me. Coming here at number 7, we're talking about Dalton Kincaid. Here's another tight end that should be the man for his offense. He had a hot start last week against Miami, had 4 catches right out of the gate. He ended up getting hit in the head and never came back into the game. So he only had like 17 snaps total in the entire game, because he never came back after he got hit in the head. Maybe it was a concussion protocol, maybe it was precautionary. Who knows what happens? But anyway, moving forward, as long as Dalton Kincaid is in this game, which he should be rocking and rolling, right? He should be the main focal point of this offense. They're taking on a Jaguars defense that ranks 4th against opposing tight ends. He should see a lot of targets against a tough defense, right? So that's just what's going to happen. They're tough against the tight end. They're not tough against anything else. They should be able to have their way with the Jaguars defense. Josh Allen should be able to throw the ball and run the ball all over the field. Dalton Kincaid should be a good benefactor for that. Looking forward to seeing what Kincaid can do for you in week 3. Move right along here to number 6. We're going Mark Andrews. He kind of, I wouldn't say revitalized himself, but he definitely recovered from the Isaiah Likely embarrassment in week 1. Now he had 2 more receptions, only 4 receptions, but he doubled up Isaiah Likely's receptions this week, and he's going to continue to try to build on that, because he's already got solid rapport with Lamar Jackson. And this is a must-win situation for the Ravens after starting 0-2, going over there taking the Dallas Cowboys, who ranks currently 17th against opposing tight ends. He's going to continue to insert himself into this offense. He needs to be the go-to guy that Lamar Jackson's looking at, that's saying, okay, we got to hone in on this guy. We need a first down. Let's go to Mark Andrews. He can do that. He's shown the ability. He just needs to kind of put it together. And against a Cowboys team who just got shellacked by the Saints last week, they're going to come to play as well. So it's going to be a nice, hard-fought matchup. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, both not only with Isaiah Likely, but Mark Andrews as well. So let's just keep moving right along here. At number 5, we're going Travis Kelce. Now, this is a big disappointment thus far this season. Very, very slow start. It's like we're talking about Taylor Swift more than Travis Kelce at this point. But we need to find out. Like, he needs to get involved into this offense. Right now, the Chiefs are taking on the Falcons defense that ranks 21st against opposing tight ends. And look for Kelce to get a much larger target share this week. A lot of it's going to Rashee Rice. He needs to kind of get his. And I know there's no way. And I said this last week. I said there's no way they're going 2 weeks without. Well, there's no way they're going 3 weeks. I'm going to have to leave it at 3. If Travis Kelce kicks the cockadoodle this week, I'm just going to write him off. It is what it is. But at this point, I still have a little bit of faith because he has Patrick Mahomes at his quarterback, at the quarterback position, and they've already got such a solid chemistry that it's only a matter of time before they get Travis Kelce involved. He's going to have a big spike week, 1-2 touchdowns with 80 to 90 yards receiving. It's going to happen. It's in his bag. I don't think he's that old yet to be kind of completely written off. I think he has an opportunity this week to get it going, to rock it out. I think Travis Kelce could be a decent start this week. So move right along. At number 4, we're going George Kittle. George Kittle gets a good opportunity this week. So Deebo Samuel is going to miss the game. He's going to be out with injury. Brandon Ayuk is the number 1 wide receiver. Christian McCaffrey, as we know, is hurt as well. Jordan Mason's backing up in there. George Kittle is going to be the second receiving option on this offense, going against a Rams defense that ranks 29th against opposing tight ends. So it should be, like I said, he should be the second option this week behind Brandon Ayuk, which should bode plenty of fantasy points for him. Brock Purdy's able to sling the ball all over the field. George Kittle is mostly a boomer bust type of player. But in an offense that's missing Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey, I would probably lean more toward him having a boom week than a bust week. So I'm really liking George Kittle. Had to slot him up here at number 4 for me. Should have a solid fantasy season for you, especially here in week 3 as well, though. So coming here at number 3, I'm going Sam Laporta, somebody who is routinely as my number 1 tight end, but he's just been a little bit of a disappointment thus far this season. I think he can right the ship this week in week 3, going against the Cardinals defense that ranks 7th against opposing tight ends. He does look to be more involved this week. I think he's hearing all the chirping right now about, was he just a one-year wonder? I don't think he is. I think he's a very, very talented tight end. I think Jared Goff just got off to a little bit of a slow start. Jamison Williams kind of emerged himself. Even Amon-Ra St. Brown had a kind of a dud in week 1 and came slacking over there in week 2, just beasting over there with 11 receptions, over 100 yards receiving. I think this is the week for Sam Laporta to get him going, get him under the skin and rock and roll, but I still had to drop him at number 3 as there's 2 tight ends that I like better than him. Coming here at number 2, I'm going Trey McBride. Now, we saw last week, we saw Marvin Harrison Jr. really come into his own, really scoring those double touchdowns and really being the man. And even with him going absolute ham sauce, Trey McBride was still a relevant fantasy football player. So it's going to tell me that even when Marvin Harrison he's dominating those touches, there's still enough with Kyler Murray to spread the football around to make sure Trey McBride is actually a solid fantasy asset for you as well. But you see Trey McBride, they're going against the Lions defense that ranks 8th against opposing tight ends. Like I said, having Harrison coming along is actually going to be helping Trey McBride, right? They're going to be taking a lot of the tops off of the defense. The teams are having to back up. They're not going to be able to double team Trey McBride. He should be able to get a lot of more one-on-one coverages with the linebackers than he should be able to beat. So I think in the long haul, I think Trey McBride's going to get even better and better and better and be a solid fantasy football player for you. And I know it's going to be surprising, but coming here at number 1, we're talking about Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers getting a stupid workload right now as a rookie tight end over there with the Raiders, right? They're mostly in a negative game script, so they're throwing the football all over the field. They have Devontae Adams right there, he's getting his own touches as well. But Gardner Minshew is locking in on Brock Bowers, and I'm telling you, he's getting plenty of receptions. I think it was at 9 receptions last week. I mean, he can easily get double-digit receptions against a team that's completely cockadoodle going against the Panthers defense right now that ranks 31st against opposing tight ends. He's proven to be an elite pass-catching option. I'm telling you guys, the Carolina Panthers can't do anything right. And I know they're changing the quarterback position to Andy Dalton this week, so they should be able to put up a little bit of points. They should be able to put up some type of numbers, which should keep this game a little bit closer. The Raiders are not this amazing offense, an amazing team anyway, so it should be a closer matchup, which means Brock Bowers is going to be eating this week against the Panthers. I can't wait to see it. I had to put him here at number 1. I think he's an absolute stud for this week. He's a set and forget it, not even a question for me, guys. But that puts up our top 10 tight ends for week 3, guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're pumping out videos each and every week to help you set the best lineup possible. That way you can ultimately win a championship. Leave a comment down below. What do you guys think about Brock Bowers being at number 1? Is he number 1 on your rankings? Leave it down in the comments and let me know. But I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.